The latest news about George Strait has been breaking headlines and stirring strong reactions across the country music world, not because of scandal or controversy, but because it highlights the rare longevity, discipline, and quiet evolution of an artist who has never chased attention yet continues to command it. Known for decades as the king of country, George Strait has built a career defined by consistency rather than reinvention, and recent developments have reminded fans why his presence still matters in an industry obsessed with trends. Reports surrounding his continued touring, selective performances, and carefully chosen public appearances have sparked renewed admiration, especially as many of his contemporaries have fully stepped away from the stage. What makes this moment headline-worthy is not just that George Strait is still active, but that he remains relevant without compromising the traditional sound that made him legendary. Insiders note that George has become more intentional than ever about how and when he performs, prioritizing quality over quantity and personal balance over relentless schedules. His recent concerts have been described as reflective, emotionally grounded, and deeply connected to his roots, suggesting an artist who understands exactly who he is and what his audience values. Fans have also been paying close attention to how George speaks about legacy, family, and gratitude, particularly his enduring partnership with his wife, Norma Strait, who has remained a constant anchor throughout his life. Unlike many headline-driven figures, George's personal life has always been guarded, making even small updates feel significant to longtime supporters. Industry observers say the current buzz reflects a broader cultural moment, where audiences are gravitating back toward authenticity, storytelling, and musicians who don't rely on spectacle. George Strait's recent acknowledgements of younger artists influenced by his work have also made headlines, as he continues to shape country music quietly from behind the scenes. He has expressed pride in seeing traditional elements resurface in modern country, while remaining cautious about the industry's commercial pressures. Another reason the headlines are resonating is George's openness about aging, not as a limitation, but as a lens through which he now performs. He has hinted that every show feels more meaningful because he no longer takes the connection for granted, a sentiment that has deeply resonated with fans who have grown older alongside him. Rather than announcing dramatic farewells, George allows his actions to speak, choosing moments that feel right instead of making promises about the future. This approach has only strengthened his mystique, making each appearance feel earned rather than expected. Critics also point out that his catalogue continues to stream at remarkable levels, proving that timeless music outlasts algorithm-driven hits. George's refusal to overexpose himself has created an unusual dynamic. The less he says, the more people listen. As headlines swirl, the underlying truth becomes clear. George Strait isn't breaking news because he's changing who he is, but because he's proving that staying true to yourself can still make waves decades later. In a fast-moving industry, his steadiness feels almost radical, and that is precisely why the latest about George Strait has captured so much attention.